Hello everyone, this is Chelsea from Those with Words. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm here to show you a simple analog setup that I'm bringing with me to the San Francisco Pen Show later this week. So because I am a San Francisco Bay Area local, I decided to keep things pretty straightforward. I am first setting up my traveler's notebook, and I use this traveler's notebook currently for my weekly memory keeping. And this cover is the one I got from Japan earlier this year when I went to the Superior Labor store in Kurashiki. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that and put back this default insert that it actually came with. This is just a blank Traveler's Company notebook. Nothing really special about it, except the fact that I am actually really excited to customize it with some stamping this year at the pen show. I'm really thrilled about the upcoming Cute Things from Japan and Eric Small Things workshop, and it's a stamp workshop, and I'm really excited to attend that on Friday, and hopefully I'll be able to have a chance to really go wild with the stamps available and make the cover really interesting during that process. I'm also removing some other things that were in the folder, the leather folder within the Traveler's Notebook. And one of the first things that I'm choosing to bring from my usual Delphonics pouch that I reach for often is a clip. It's the Traveler's Company brass clip, just to keep the notebook open. That's just the classic item that I use quite often while journaling. I'm also going through some washi tape samples that I keep in my Delphonics pouch. I usually go for these pretty often when I'm trying to decorate a page, and I've just chosen a few to put on that left side of the leather folder there, just for an easy reach of, just those items when I do want to just start working on a page. I'm also going through a couple of these Oera letterpress sticker letterpress cards. So they are letterpress cards, but they're sticker backed, and so it's really convenient to have. I got them from the stationery selection a long time ago, and so I decided to bring a few of those with me as well. Now I'm going through my vinyl sticker collection, which I have quite a few of, and I'm just choosing a couple things that I really want to use for the pen show. And this particular male one is from Ameru, and then I'm just kind of going through them here to pick them out. And then this lovely cat diary one, which is really cute, is from Thousand Skies. And then this one, called the Stationery Community, is actually made by Caitlin Love Stationery. And so I'm gonna go ahead and place those as well. And for the right side, which is more of like a secretarial pocket, I decided to go ahead and pick out PET samples to place in there. And shortly after this, I believe I also go for some memo pads as well to include, just to be able to really accentuate my pages when I'm actually decorating them. If you have been here before, or if you are familiar with the type of decorative journaling that I usually do, I love to use PET tape, washi tape, and everything in between to really decorate my pages. And so I'm picking out some of the ones that are either a little bit more varied in colors. So I have a lot of floral PET tape, for example, and I tried to pick out the ones that are slightly different from one another in terms of color scheme. And then also I am bringing the ones that I sometimes don't reach for as often, because I feel like this occasion is, I don't know, it's really fun. I'm gonna get to meet a lot of people. We're probably gonna write in each other's journals. And I feel like it's the perfect opportunity to stretch my creativity a little bit, just to use some of the PET tapes that I don't usually use as often in my own journaling. And I have a couple of those travel related ones as well. So the latest one that I just was picking out is more like airplane based, which I think is also perfect because a ton of folks are going to be traveling in from different areas for the show. So I'm going to go ahead and organize those PET tapes, but first I'm just going to show you a brief overview of what I'm bringing. Again, trying to bring an interesting variety here with me. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them, maybe not, and I'm not bringing too much because, like I said earlier, I'm local to this area, and so I can always just come home and decorate more or add more to this side of the folder anytime I would like. And so not too worried on that front, which I realize is a pretty big advantage when it comes to things like events like this. Otherwise, you would have to, obviously pack everything beforehand. Now I'm gonna go ahead and look at some memo pads. I picked out 2 memo pads specifically that are more like receipt based because I know for sure I'm gonna be doing a little bit of shopping at the show. And then otherwise, I'm trying to bring ones that I keep hoarding, like the onion skin that I just picked out. That's a classic-y limited one that I'm pretty sure is discontinued now. Or I guess this wasn't limited, but it's discontinued now. So it's really, I don't even know where to get that anymore. And so I've been hoarding those pieces and I decided to just bring 2 of them with me to the show and to use them. Same goes for these really cute memo pads that I have just received from friends over time. And I just, they're really, really adorable. I don't always want to use them in my pages because I'm precious with them. And so I decided to just include those all together. I initially clipped the PET tapes together to try and organize them better, but then I realized then the folder would just get a little bit too bulky when I closed the traveler's notebook. And so I ended up just removing that small clip. And I mean, it should be pretty, sturdy enough. I'm not super worried about things falling out. And that is the really quick setup of my traveler's notebook in the standard size. Next up, I'm trying to figure out which pens to bring to the show, and these are the ones on the list so far. So the one I'm showing you now is the Platinum 3776 in the Laurel Green. This is a medium nib. I want to get a nib grind on it. I have an appointment, and so I am bringing that one for sure. And then I'm not really sure for these 2 pens which one I would also want a nib grind on. These are both Sailor Nagasawa pens, and the first one is the gray one, the Kasha Kasha, and the second one is the Chaska Mini. They're both in the Pro Gear Slim, or the first one is Pro Gear Slim, the second one is the Pro Gear Slim Mini. So I decided to just bring them both because I can't decide which second pen I might want a nib grind on. In terms of how to transport these pens, I ultimately decided to go with this Superior Labor and Wonder Pens collaboration. This is called the Pen and Wallet Case. I briefly considered the Yoseka and Superior Labor collaboration pen roll, which I briefly showed you, the green leather pen roll. It's really lovely, but I'm probably not going to be bringing too much with me. And I feel like if I were to bring the pen roll, I would just really overstuff it. And so instead of doing that, I just slotted the 3 pens in the pen and wallet case, which actually worked out perfectly. One thing I actually forgot, which I realized, are these date calendar pieces that I have from this calendar box. I got these through a friend from Taobao earlier this year, and I've just been using these in my weekly memory keeping pages. And I actually like to have these with me for travel journaling, as well as, occasions like this when I'm dedicating a different insert to an entire event. So I decided to put those on the left side pocket, and that was that. Couple of other supplies that I'm thinking about bringing because I realize I am, bringing a lot of washi tape and PET tape, but no scissors. And so that makes no sense because otherwise I'm not going to be able to cut out any of the PET tape pieces in particular. And also I'm bringing this small glue stick in case there are any ephemera. I briefly thought about bringing this dot liner clicker, which actually is one of my favorite tools to use, but I believe I leave that off at the end because I can, like I said, always come back home and glue things in later. I also have double-sided tape at home, so I could probably use that as well. I'm going through some of my portable scissors, trying to decide on which one. I ultimately decided on this one, which is the plus one, mostly because I really like the cap. The other 2, the exposed scissors, are from Muji, and then the beige one is by Kokuyo. And I placed them back in my pen case. And that is my quick setup. And one thing I forgot actually is this wish list. So I actually added that on. I filmed this a little bit later once I realized I forgot to include this in the video. This is just a really quick pen show wish list I made in the plotter insert, one of the refills. And I just decided to put that at the very beginning of my traveler's notebook. The blank insert, I could clip it right now like I'm showing you if I really wanted to, but I figured, you know, the elastic will just hold everything together and I'm not too afraid of losing this. I'll figure it out, even if, you know, it falls out somewhere. So I just decided to include that list really quickly, and that is pretty much my setup. Like I said, hoping to keep things really simple and straightforward because I always have access to my entire stationery collection back home pretty much each night. So I am keeping things light. I am hoping to focus a little bit more on the workshops, you know, the people and, you know, all of the things that I will be seeing. I'm pretty sure I'll be overwhelmed, but it's going to be a really exciting time. So I'm really thrilled. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.